Need I say more? I bought this from a girl who's probably about 23. Look at this foundation. This is the worst foundation for my skin. It's the wrong colour, it's too heavy, it makes me look dull, flat, and basically very, very old. But stop before you go throwing out your foundation because you think it's not working. I've set myself a challenge. Is it possible to make the worst foundation actually look good on your skin? In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the best foundation coverage, and I'm going to do it using the worst foundation. I think there's a need out there for a channel called Foundation Nightmares, because foundation is probably one of the biggest obstacles that we face as our skin starts to get older. Because get it wrong and your skin not only looks dry and dull and texture, it makes you look older than you actually are. So I've set myself a challenge today for you. If I can make the worst foundation for my skin, now I'm not saying it's the worst foundation, this is just the worst foundation for my skin, which pretty much covers the majority of women over the age of, say, 50. If I can make this look good, imagine what you can do when you have the right foundation. And you know what? If you can stop making these 5 absolutely fixable mistakes, I think this is the video that's going to change the way that you apply your foundation forever. I'm not going to teach you how to be a makeup artist today. You don't need to be a makeup artist. I mean, after all, you've only got one face to learn and understand and apply makeup to. But there is a reason why makeup artists get some incredible results. The majority of women spend about, this is research, spend about 90 seconds applying their foundation. It's almost that slap it on and go. But a true makeup artist can spend up to 6 minutes on the base alone. Now, we've got something in there. You don't maybe need the full 6 minutes, but the difference between 90 seconds and 6 minutes, that gap in between is where you find your flawless finish. Headband on, let's get going with mistake number 1. The first mistake is about skin preparation. As we age, our skin starts to lose the natural oils, which is great if you've had a very oily skin. But these oils have got a really important function because it's the oils that keep the skin soft, supple, and an even texture. So as these oils start to decrease, our skin, of course, it's going to go dry, dehydrated, and more textured. And that makes your skin far less forgiving when it comes to foundation. But on top of that, our natural skin barrier starts to weaken, which means we lose more hydration. And that means the moisturiser you apply in the morning has disappeared by lunchtime. When you try and apply foundation to dry and dehydrated skin, it's like the rain hitting, really dehydrated soil. It just bounces on the top, it doesn't absorb, and it settles in all the cracks. And that's exactly what happens with foundation. So what it's actually doing is creating a mask that's on top of your skin, and it's not becoming part of your skin and allowing that natural glow to come through. So I'm going to start off, and very quickly, I'm applying my serum first of all. Serum I've got here is a Pixie Milky Serum. It's super hydrating. Pat the serum in, let that absorb, and now I've gone on to an eye cream. But the eye cream I'm using today is Caudalie. This is a lovely eye cream. It has an applicator which is metal at the top, and even in hot weather, we're having a heat wave in the UK at the moment, so everyone's a little bit frazzled, and it stays cool, which is lovely. Squeeze a little bit out of the top, apply that under the eye area, and then with the metal, which feels lovely and cool, you take that under the eye. Next, I'm going to apply my moisturiser. The one I'm using today is my Pixie Vitamin C Cream Serum. I love this product. It's a little capsules of pure vitamin C. So you have a spatula, you take out a capsule, and when you apply that to the skin, the capsule bursts, infusing the skin with rich vitamin C. I will put links to everything below, but this is just a lovely product. When that's applied, give it 2 or 3 minutes just to absorb into the skin. What you don't want to be doing with any products on the face is applying layer after layer before it's absorbed. It's too much for the skin to work with. So allow that to absorb before I apply my next layer. Once the moisturiser is absorbed, you're applying the SPF. One I'm using today is by Indu. It's a great product. It's an SPF 50. It works great under makeup. There's no white cast. It's not oily or greasy. And it really is a lovely base for your makeup. So apply this one. As we get a bit older, and our skin, of course, gets a little bit looser, try and get in the habit of pressing the product into your skin. It's a really good habit to get into, because not only are you pushing the product into your skin, you're reducing the amount of tension and tugging and pulling on your skin, which has got to help. It's got to help. So press that into your skin, and then we need to wait again because I need this to absorb. So I'm going to give this about 2 or 3 minutes to absorb into the skin before we now move on to the next step. You can already see this side of my face has got a glow. It looks nourished. Here, I'm all ready now for my makeup routine. This side, of course, there is still nothing on it. The second mistake is all about primer. Now, it's not just missing primer, it's using the wrong primer, which is really, really important, and I'm going to explain why. There's an ingredient in foundations that's great when we're young, but this ingredient actually works against us as we start to mature. This ingredient is called silica. And the job of silica is to absorb oil, is to blur the skin and mattify the skin, which is great when we're younger. But we don't want to do that on mature skin because it makes us look older. Once this silica hits the skin, it finds any oil, any moisture, and it grabs it and starts to pull it. And that is what is caking and cracking and settling in fine lines and making you look older, making your skin look dull, flat and tired. We don't want it. But the problem we have is nearly all foundations contain silica. So rather than throwing your foundation away, let's learn how to use it and what we can do instead to fix it. And this is where you need the right primer. Now, there are different types of primers out there. You'll have seen them. There's mattifying primers, there are pore blurring primers, and there are hydrating primers. So we need to have a hydrating primer, and what this does, it almost forms this barrier on your skin. So you have your skin that's now highly moisturized. We have a hydrating primer, only certain ones are. We have a hydrating primer, and then we're applying the same foundation, it's going to contain silica, on top. The silica will absorb the moisture in the primer, leaving your skin moisturized and fresh and supple, and allow your skin to glow and come through. So the secret is actually finding the right primer. The one I have here, now this is by Maybelline. It's called the Grippy Primer. And I'll be honest with you, when I first bought this, I didn't like it. I didn't like it because it's completely different to the other primers I've had that have that sort of silicone feel that you put them on and they're smooth and you feel your skin's going super soft and it glides over and you think, wow, isn't this wonderful? That's not what you want, because what that's doing is drawing out more moisture. That's going to cake your foundation. This Grippy serum is tacky. It's sticky. But that's what we need because the foundation clings to it. It clings to that tackiness and it will also last all day. It stays put. It doesn't cake or flake. It's marvellous. So I'm going to apply this onto, obviously, one side of my face. It comes with a dropper. Now, it's not the only hydrating serum out there, but it's a great one. This costs UK about £11. So dollars, what is that about? Maybe $14, something like that. It's about £11. It's Maybelline. You can buy this worldwide. Comes with a dropper. So you don't need a lot. 3-4 drops on there. Same system again. We're going to press this into the skin. What you're not doing is using it like a moisturiser. This is another mistake people make with their primers. They think they're applying a moisturiser and start rubbing it in all over. You don't want that. Your primer lies on top of the skin. Okay, this is forming a barrier. It's not like a moisturiser that you work into the skin. It's a barrier on top. And if you see there, this is under tackiness. It's not smooth and silky like other primers. It's tacky, but there's a tackiness we need. This is another reason why makeup artists take 6 minutes to do just the base, because now we need to wait and have the patience. You're only waiting about 60 seconds, but if you apply your foundation too soon, it's going to cling to areas not attached to others, and it's going to slide and just look patchy. We don't want that. It needs to balance out. If you wait too long, this starts to dry out too much. So wait about 60 seconds. You'll still have an element of tackiness, and then you're ready for your foundation. So mistake number 2 is all about primer. It's not only using one, it's using the right one now our skin is older. Go and find a hydrating primer. It's a game changer. While I'm waiting for that to settle, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, this is the perfect time to do it. I've got lots of really exciting, great content coming out very, very soon. So don't miss it. Subscribe and then you'll be the first to know, and hit that little notification bell. And also, don't forget, download my free 12 makeup mistakes that age you. The link is in the first comment. Get that and it runs through lots of different makeup mistakes. I think I should be ready now. Ready for the foundation. So let me do the bad side, because this side's a bit neglected actually. That's why it only takes 90 seconds. You can see how much time I've taken on this side already. That side's 90 seconds because it's straight on and go. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Foundation. I went to a large department store, well-known department store in the UK. I went to the Charlotte Tilbury counter. I'm going back about 18 months now, so it's before I had my channel. And I wanted a good foundation, mature skin. I felt I needed because I couldn't get foundations to sit right, hence the need for this video. And this is the one they gave me, which could not be worse for mature skin. Contains the silica, drying, mattifying, it's too heavy. But that's a problem when we choose foundation, because we look at our skin and we go discoloration, there's pigmentation spots, we want to cover fine lines, which you can't cover fine lines. And so we tend to go and think we need a heavier, thicker foundation, but that's the worst thing you could do, because what you're doing is actually emphasizing the issues and problems with your skin. We don't want to be doing that. So let me look at the wrong way to do it. Okay, so I'm going to just do a little bit of a squirt on there, and let me apply this to this side. This is going to pain me now. Okay. Need I say more? Need I actually say anything else? Look, I bought this from a girl who's probably about 23 who went, oh, it matches perfectly. But you can see straight away how this is too light. As I said, this colour matched to my skin. We don't stand a chance, do we, really, when we're going in and being sold things like this. Get myself in a proper little muddle here. I don't like applying it with fingers. There's too much. And I think you can probably see, and I'm massaging it in as well. I'm applying it like I'm applying moisturiser, which again, you do not do. It's sitting on my skin. I'm massaging it in. It's not going in. And it is caking. You can see why I hate this. It's just the colour, it's the consistency. I'm already seeing pores becoming far more visible. It's making my skin look older. So if I can make this foundation look good on this skin, then I'm showing you, I'm proving that if you follow these steps and you avoid the makeup mistakes, if you have the right foundation, wow, it's going to make so much difference. So taking a little bit of foundation on the back of my hand. We do not need a lot. That probably is a bit much because I'm always used to making the amount for both sides of my face. Now I'm going to use a brush. It's not the only way I'm going to apply this. I will go on to the next step in a moment, but I'm going to start off with a brush. The reason why is a brush can get into all those little nooks and crannies. But what we need to understand when you're applying your foundation is you're not polishing a table. You're not applying it and rubbing it round. What we need to do is place it on the skin and dab it into the skin, but we don't want a heavy blob of foundation. So I'm taking this and I'm working it into the brush. So there's now nothing on my hand and all that foundation is in the brush, not just resting on the top. What you're not doing is doing like painting the house where you get a brush, you put some the paint on it and place it on the wall. You're not taking your foundation onto the end of a brush and applying it onto your skin. You're working it into the brush. And then we're going to start off at a central area. I'm going to dab that around. We're pushing it into the skin. It will attach it to that primer. We don't want to be going too far out. Now, another thing about this video, it's not about concealers and contour and highlighter brush and all those things. They're separate videos. It would take far too long if I went into all the details. So I'm not touching concealer today. I've not applied any more to the brush at all, but what I want you to see is the time I'm taking to push this into the skin. I'm not sweeping it. It's becoming part of my skin, not a mask on top. Look at the difference there. So if I can make this foundation look good on my skin, just think about the foundation that you use and you're following this method. It will just look so much better. So mistake number 3 is your application method. You're using a brush. You don't need a lot of product. Use less product than you think. Get it really stippled into the brush and then you're stippling into your face. Game changer. Mistake number 4. This is now about finishing the foundation. We've applied it, but it still sort of has an element of a residue on the surface. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a beauty blender. This is a damp beauty blender. So I've got it completely wet. Squeeze that out. Got it in a towel. Squeezed it in the towel. And now what I'm doing is I'm going to press the flat side over my skin. And what this does is picks up any little bits of excess foundation and product that's settling on top of your skin. What we're trying to achieve is the fresh glow skin where you look fresh. You don't want your skin to look caked. You don't want to look like this. So you'll see on there is some product on there, not a huge amount, but it just goes to show that there is some foundation on there. So mistake number 4 is not finishing. We've applied the foundation, you need to finish it, and that also helps the foundation to last. Mistake number 5 is about setting your foundation. Now, you've got 2 ways of doing this, of course. We have our powder and we have our setting sprays. I like both, to be honest, but let me go into each one and so you can see the difference. Now, powders, of course, there's the pressed powder, we've got translucent powder. Translucent was very much, I think, my youth. I used to have loads of translucent powder going on my face. I avoid that now. Not only is it too heavy for my skin, I get it all over my clothes and I don't like that. You're constantly brushing it off. Anyway, so translucent powder isn't actually as translucent as you think, and it can leave that sort of chalky white finish on your skin. I would avoid it. Don't go for that. That was great in our youth. What we're going for now is the pressed powder, but they're not all the same. I've mentioned this one before simply because I absolutely adore it. This one's called By Terry, and it's a hyaluronic pressed powder. This is a pocket one that I take wherever, and it just lasts forever. I mean, it really just lasts forever. It's hyaluronic powder. What this does is absorb the moisture without drying out the skin. So it's actually taking out the moisture that makes you shiny without taking out the moisture that makes you dry. It's sort of a twofold process, but it's the way we use the pressed powder. Again, what we used to do and what I see ladies do is they get the brush, don't they, and they go over the face. I've done it. I've made all these mistakes myself, and I still make some of them myself. And they get the powder brush and they go over. So it's one blanket layer of powder. We don't want to do that. Your powder has got to be strategic and not easy. Easy? Got to be easy, but it's strategic rather than just one sweep across the whole face. One sweep, you know what I mean. Now, when applying the powder under the eye area, you take a soft brush. You don't need a lot of product. You tap off and then you place under the eye area. You do need to set your foundation. You are applying your powder to the creases where your face doesn't move, you need glow. Where your face moves, you need setting. If we just apply the powder all over the face, what happens is the powder particles go into these fine lines, they start to set. So what you're actually doing, you're setting the wrinkles and not the foundation. Think about that. You're setting the wrinkles and not the foundation. We need to set the foundation. Take your beauty blender. Again, this is my damp beauty blender. And take that little end and we're applying this into the powder. And you'll see there, got a little bit of white. And what you want to do is you're applying your powder along the areas you want to set. So around the corners of the nose, down the nasolabial folds, what I call the marionette lines around here, in the middle of the brows. So your powder is setting only where your face moves. Because the rest of the face, that's where we want glow. What we don't want to do is hide the cheeks. What's the point? Applying a matte foundation, applying a matte powder, setting it all to look matte, and then trying to find a highlighter to give you glow back. Why create all these layers? That makes it just hard work. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is set the bits that move, and that's when your setting spray comes for the bits that don't move. The makeup fixing spray does a sort of a dual job, I would say. What it does, first of all, it stops any powder looking powdery, and it also then fixes your makeup so it lasts all day. With the added benefit, you actually get a little bit of a glow on the areas where you want the glow. This one, again, I love the Pixie range. This is the Pixie Makeup Fixing Mist. The reason I love the Pixie range is it's such a fine mist. I'm trying to only get one half here. And what that gives you is that glow. This side of my face looks fresher. It just looks fresher. Look at that finish. Prove my powder point. I've got some translucent powder here. It's an old one. I'm not going to give you the brand name because it's really old. I only keep it for demonstration purposes to show you how bad it is. So I'm not recommending you go and buy some. So let me go in with the old powder all over. That is your foundation. Whereas that one, it's the same product, but look at the difference in application. It's worlds apart. Not only that, this will last you all day. It is set. Let's face it, how easy are these mistakes to fix? If you haven't yet subscribed, I've got some new content coming out. I've got some really great content that's going to be, I think, specifically designed for you. It's what you're looking for and needing. Also, don't forget the 12 makeup mistakes that are aging you. The link will be in the description box and in the first comment. It's a free download. Download it. Why not? I really hope you found this video useful and helpful. If you have, I suggest you watch these videos next because they're going to give you some extra insights. Thank you so much again for watching. It's been fantastic being back and seeing you here, and I will see you in the next one. Do take care. Bye for now. I've got to get this off my face.